shedding 6 times.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Tuesday morning? 11/21, 2020. 2/21, 2023. Yeah, that's how you guys know I'm still trying to wake up. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a blessed day. Hope everybody had a blessed weekend. As you guys are well aware, if you guys saw my post yesterday, I will be having more live streams. I do have to, create some more set times and stuff like that based on my work schedule, but we back here in the live streaming streets, baby. I said it the other night. I'm going to be having some more live streams for you all, etc., alongside with my videos. So we back here in the live streaming streets. And this is the inaugural episode of I Shot Him 6 Times Horror Podcast. I was going to make this podcast for my Patreon account, but I decided to just make it here for the YouTube channel. And then I'm going to make a whole nother podcast for my Patreon account so I can start getting some content on there as well. And everyone, if you are viewing this stream, if you haven't done so already, it would do me a big, big favor if you would shoot that like button for the stream. It helps out with the channel and the YouTube algorithm a ton. And if you are a new viewer that comes across to this channel and you love horror movies and you love horror discussions, do me a favor, become a subscriber, shoot that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. Once again, I'm still trying to wake up, so if my voice sounds a little bleh, sorry, I apologize. I'm still trying to shake the cobwebs out. But in this stream, in the inaugural episode of I Shot Him 6 Times Horror Podcast, I'm going to be talking about how Halloween 2018 brought back the slasher. And I mean, brought back movies, classic movies such as Scream. As we all know, they're doing a I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. returning. All this stuff, Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake, a Friday the 13th movie, possibly, hopefully in the future, Nightmare on Elm Street gets redid. But the point of the matter of the stream is how Halloween 2018 brought back the slasher and how doing requels or sequels by bringing back legacy characters has its pros and its cons. So we're definitely going to get into that conversation. Being that I didn't get in here till 9:30 basically, and I said I was going to start at 9. We're going to end this stream at 11:30, so I'm going to go to full 2 hours. You guys are still going to get the full 2 hours. I'm not going to do that to you guys, have you guys waiting 30 minutes and then just be like, oh yeah, you guys don't get that 30 minutes back. So again, this stream is going to be about how Halloween 2018 brought back our classic slashers, and again, the pros and cons of doing requels and sequels with legacy characters built in with new characters. But before we get into everything today, I'm going to check this comment section. I see we have 5 people watching. Thank you all for joining me on this morning. I know it's a little bit early. I know some of you might even have work. So I appreciate you stopping in and checking out the stream and showing some love and support to the stream and the channel. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to some of these comments. Oh, that was me. That's funny. Hey, my chunky Jordy. What's up, Gina? How you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. And I know you're happy I am back on the live streaming streets. I seen your message yesterday. And I must tell you, I'm very happy too. I'm really missed engaging with you guys via live stream. I did, but again, as I said the other night, it has its pros and it has its cons. Obviously, me not live streaming, kind of hurts with engagement a little bit. But it did help me improve my videos in terms of how to edit, how to add certain, special features, as well as doing my thumbnails right so I can get more viewers, etc. All that good stuff. So, being off live streaming for a little bit did actually help, with me as a video content creator and learning new things. But I am very happy to be back in the live streaming streets. And I can't wait to put some more live streams together and have some guests on. Now, I'm going to create a poll about this later or whatnot, but I'm going to actually ask you guys who are in the chat now, how would you guys feel about a glow-in-the-dark live stream for Scream 6? Like, basically as one of the last live streams for Scream 6 leading into the film. in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about that. A glow live stream party. I have that in mind. And the reason why I have that in mind is because I recently just bought a new Scream shirt, a Ghostface shirt that is glow in the dark. And as soon as I saw it, my gears start grinding. I'm like, that would be pretty cool. Do a glow in the dark live stream for Scream 6 leading into the film. So I'm going to create a poll for it later. But if you guys want to, the ones who are here, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section before, obviously, we get started with today's conversation. Check out some more of these comments. What's up, Nanette? Nanette's Necessities Witching Entertainment Hideout. Okay, so Nanette, you got to tell me, is your Blood Rose Horror, is that a different channel, or did you just re-switch your name again? You got to let me know, because if that is a different channel, I'll go over there and subscribe. Tommy Mayfield, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping in this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you're having a blessed morning, man. And that's saying what's up to Jordy. Hey, Christina Faith, good morning. Hope you're having a blessed morning. Thank you for stopping in. Ooh, 2:30 p.m. in England. Nice. Always love it when you and Wayne Turner give me a time report or where you guys are at, Gina. I always love that. I do. I would love to come to England one time. That's always been one of my big things, in terms of travel. I would always wanted to go to England. Hopefully, maybe someday, honestly. Something that's on my bucket list. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's try it. Awesome. Hell yeah. You too. I like the morning because I don't have to work until the afternoon. Yeah, I don't have to be to work until later neither. And that's why I decided, while on days I have to work, I'm going to have to finagle the best I can in the mornings to try to do a live stream and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking about is basically, because yesterday I didn't have a live stream, because I was putting everything together and stuff like that. So once I get my schedule for next week for work, if it's the same as this week, and I expect that it's going to be the same going forward, then what I'm going to do is have a Monday live stream in the morning, Tuesday live stream in the morning, and then Thursdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, my days off, I'm going to have night live streams. So that's how I'm going to defer, the two, so I can go live for people who might not be able to catch it in at night, can catch it in the morning, and those who can't catch my live streams at night can catch it in the morning. So, trying to cater to both worlds here. And I think that is very important. And that says that would be awesome. I would love to do a glow in the dark stream. Yeah, I think that would be fun as well, especially for Scream 6. I'm going to have to put everything together, in terms of exactly what I want to do, in terms of maybe have some trivia, maybe have some games. What type of games would we play and stuff like that? But I really think that would be a cool idea to do a glow in the dark live stream. I really do. It'd be unique. I've never seen it done before. So hopefully it would be a first in YouTube history. Okay, Nanette, I see you. And that says my Blood Rose Horror Nightmare is another account and another channel. Okay, so after the stream, I will go over there and you have a new subscriber, Nanette. Nice. I love that name. I think that was really, really creative. I like that name a lot. I do. I think that's a really cool YouTube handle. But okay, everyone, let's get into the crux of the conversation now that I am caught up with everybody's chats. And again, I appreciate everybody who's stopping in this morning. I'm sure a lot of people are busy, have other things on their agenda to do. And the fact that you guys are taking time out of your morning to come chat with me, it really means a lot. It does. But again, so let's get into this conversation about Halloween 2018, bringing back classic slashers such as Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake, all that good stuff. And for the first hour, we're going to talk about the pros of such requels / sequels happening with legacy characters mixing in with new characters. And in the last hour of the stream, we're going to talk about the cons of why having so many requels and sequels with legacy characters and new characters meshed together kind of doesn't work when you really look at it beneath the surface, to certain extents anyway. But again, we're going to talk about the pros of having these horror requels and sequels with legacy characters and new characters bunched in. In my opinion, Halloween 2018 breathed new life back into the slasher genre of horror. Now, some may disagree. Some may actually say, oh, what about Terrifier, Marcus? And I am not taking anything away from Terrifier. I think that is a really good franchise. I think the first two movies are fucking brilliant. I think they're great. I even think the second one was better than the first one. And I'm actually going to be doing a live stream in the future discussing the Terrifier franchise and what I want to see in the third one. But the reason why I personally don't think that Terrifier itself resuscitated the slasher genre is because Terrifier doesn't have the name that Halloween does. It doesn't have that aura, that pull that Halloween does, that box office allure, that appeal that's like, okay, if we're getting a new Halloween movie, or are we going to get a new Scream movie? Are we going to get a new Jason movie? Are we going to get a new Freddy movie? When Terrifier 2016 was made, everybody who loved it wasn't asking those questions. They weren't asking those questions about when is there going to be another Halloween Michael Myers movie? When are we going to get another Jason movie? They would not ask those questions when Terrifier 2016 was released. And that's not a knock on Terrifier. That's just proof that it doesn't have the pull and the name power as such Halloween. So what happens when Halloween 2018 gets made? Now all of a sudden, we got all this, oh, well, now they might be doing a Scream movie. Oh, possibly Friday the 13th could get worked out. Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham are in court to try to pan things out. Nightmare on Elm Street is still in the dark, but we hope for that. My point is that Halloween 2018 reopened the door for the discussion to bring back such iconic franchises like Scream, like Crystal Lake, that we're going to see via TV series and, in a movie. Obviously, we're getting a Friday the 13th movie. Halloween 2018 opened the conversation and then continue to bust through that door in terms of bringing us back our iconic slashers that we love so much, like Michael Myers, like Jason Voorhees, like Ghostface, etc., so on and so forth. Halloween 2018 resuscitated that. It brought new life back into the genre, much like Scream 1996 reinvigorated the genre. So, what are the pros of having these legacy characters return with new characters? Well, one of the pros for me is obviously the legacy characters within themselves. They're the ones who we want to see. They're the ones who put asses in the seats. When I hear of a Halloween movie, my two first names, or I could even say three, is Jamie Lee Curtis. We all know Donald Pleasance isn't coming back, so that scratches him. But if he was alive, Donald Pleasance. And Danielle Harris. When you hear those type of, franchises, Scream. Is Neve Campbell going to be in it? Is Courtney Cox going to be in it? Is David Arquette going to be in it? Hayden Panettiere. The pros of having the legacy characters is because these are the characters that we grew to love over the years. And why, in so many ways, it is kind of important to have these legacy characters built in with these new characters, as for the legacy characters to guide these rookies. And not only that, is because it kind of helps take some of the edge off of trying to love these new characters. Now, there is a con to that as well, and we're going to talk about that later. But I personally feel like it's a 50-50 deal. I think it helps the new characters to be meshed in with the old characters as long as the story is written correctly. You saw what happened with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the newer one. Didn't work so well. And I get it. That wasn't the original final girl who played, but you know what they were trying to do. They were basically trying to pass her off as the original final girl, you know? And because the story was so weak and because they copied Halloween 2018 so much, it didn't, move the needle. That is an instance of how that doesn't work. So there goes one con right there. Kind of gave you one a little bit early. But the pros is that, again, we have these legacy characters that we love so much that we want to see back, but we also want to see what direction they're going in and how it fits in with these new characters and their direction. And I think that that's not a bad template to have. It's not a bad template to have, especially when you have to establish these new characters. You need these new characters to feed off the old characters in order to kind of get a grasp on what they're up against. Kind of like what you've seen in Scream. When Samantha Carpenter tries to deny Sidney Prescott's help, but she didn't know what she was walking into. At least that's, how they portrayed it. Which is why subsequently in the end, she did need Sidney's help. She did. At least how they wrote the movie. Without Sidney Prescott, Samantha Carpenter doesn't know she's standing inside of Stu Macher's house. So that's a pro as to why the legacy characters, especially in films like Scream, which is whodunits, let's guess who the killer is. The reason why is because obviously you will see the new characters make rookie mistakes that the old characters really wouldn't make. And you see the old characters kind of trying to help them, guide them through that. I like that. I don't mind that at all. Especially if you're going through the same thing, just obviously in a different time, in a different era. I don't mind that at all. That's like if, God forbid, I ever had somebody try to stalk me and kill me. And I lived to tell the story. And then 10, 20 years later, my neighbor is hunted in the same fashion by somebody they think is the same person who tried to come after me. Well, I'm gonna try my best to help them and guide them through it, so they know how to be prepared and what to be prepared for. I would do that. I'm a human being. I care about other human beings. So I think that is the pro. That's one of the pros of having these legacy characters with these new characters. So in so many ways, they can guide these new characters through the rules of the film, and kind of like with Halloween. Now I will say this, another good thing about these new these old legacy characters mixing in with the new characters is that if it's done properly, and we're going to talk about why Scream 5 kind of failed at this, and hopefully they'll fix this in Scream 6. But again, it goes back to the writing. You have to treat your new characters as the legacy characters. And you kind of have to put the legacy characters to the side without totally excluding them. But you have to focus more on your new characters in order for this to work, in order for us as the audience to get hooked, lined, and sinkered. Otherwise, we're just gonna care about the old characters. If you don't develop the new characters properly, or at least on an even kill level with the old characters, it won't work. And I think that's something that Halloween 2018 actually did very, very well. Yes, obviously they heavily featured Laurie Strode, and obviously we know she was the main character. But what they did really good at was slowly pushing in the Allison Strode character. and as well as her mother, Karen Nelson. They did a great job slowly but surely pushing these characters onto us so that not only that we know they're there, but that we can slowly build our attachment to them. I will tell you guys like this. When I first watched Halloween 2018, it took me, I want to say, almost to the end of the movie to really love Karen and to love Allison. But I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Why? Because that's slow storytelling, and I like that. I like slow storytelling, and I think that's what Halloween 2018 did so well with their characters. Yes, we are focusing on Laurie Strode, but we're also going to focus on her granddaughter and her daughter and show you what this trauma of the last 40 years, how it has affected their life as well. But we're not going to shove them down your throat just yet. We want you to get to know them. We want this to be a slow build. We want you guys to slowly get attached to these characters so that when we do kill them or when we do fuck their character arc up, like Halloween's End did with Allison, you can get attached to them. I like that. I like the fact that you can mix these new characters with the old characters as long as it's written correctly and slowly, and you're giving us good storytelling behind it. But you got to feature, you can't treat the new characters as if they're a background to the legacy characters. You can't do that. You have to treat them as if they are the ones who are going to be carrying the mantle for years to come. And I felt like Halloween 2018, especially with the Allison Strode character, did a fantastic job doing that. They did a fantastic job doing that. It was a slow build with the Allison Strode character, but slowly but surely, at least for me, you started to fall in love with the character. You started to see what the character was about. She wasn't that much different from Laurie. She really wasn't. When you really break it down, she wasn't that much different from Laurie Strode, her grandmother. So with that being said, I really like that. I like the fact that we can bring these legacy characters in with the new characters, but if you focus on the new characters just enough to where they're not treated as a background secondary character, that makes us, the audience, want to see them again. That makes us, the audience, want to root for them. Bring them back in more sequels. I want to see how their story arc reaches its peak. I think that's a big deal, especially when you're trying to incorporate the old characters with the new characters. I've seen it a couple times here with these requels and stuff like that. We're going to talk about Scream and, the piss poor job they did with that in Scream 5, where you'll bring back the legacy characters. But you don't shed enough light on your new characters. And that's something I personally think will doom a requel or a sequel to a horror film. In my opinion, you have to treat your new characters as if they are your legacy characters. And your legacy characters, you have to not completely exclude them. They're legacy characters. They can't be excluded. But you have to show the audience that, okay, we're going in a different direction. We're not going to keep giving you guys the same repeat stories of Sidney Prescott being chased around by Ghostface or Laurie Strode being chased around by Michael Myers. We are trying to get different with these new characters so that we can not only continue the franchise, but we can create new legacy characters. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And I think Halloween 2018, if you really watch and how it was written, if you really watch it on screen, I think it sets a certain template on how you can do a horror sequel or a requel with legacy characters and new characters, but you don't feel like the legacy characters is outshining the new characters. I think Halloween 2018 did such a great job with that. No, how could I forget Hawkins? Like, Another great character that they introduced into the Halloween franchise in Halloween 2018. How they were able to go back into his past, even in Halloween Kills, and build that up. We wanted to see more Hawkins. At least I did at the end of Halloween 2018. I really thought he was dead in that film. I'm not going to lie. That kind of pissed me off because I liked him. I wanted to learn more about him. The way that they brought him in to the story, I felt was picture perfect. Picture perfect. And then obviously when we got him in Halloween Kills, I was like, all right, cool. Now let's see what else we can get out of this character. And obviously we got a really good backstory. It's stuff like that when you lay the groundwork. When you lay the groundwork like that, you can set yourself up for sequels that will be successful. Now, I know some people have their reservations about Halloween Kills. Hey, that's your opinion. I understand that. I thought Halloween Kills was a fantastic sequel. I did, especially in terms of the new characters getting their roles elevated. We set the groundwork in Halloween 2018, and in Halloween Kills, we just elevated it a little bit. Not so much with Allison's character, but definitely with Detective Hawkins' character, as well as Lonnie Elam's character. They raised that bar. And I think that when you are doing a horror sequel or a requel, in my opinion, you follow that template. Okay, if we're gonna bring new characters in with the legacy characters, we want them to have an equal amount. We want them to have an equal amount of, how can I say it? We want them to be even to some degree. We don't want one to have more. We don't want the other to have less. We want everything to kind of meet in the middle. And I feel like Halloween 2018 did a great job at doing that with the Allison Strode characters, even with Cameron Elam's character, because we didn't see his dad in Halloween 2018. Hawkins, when you get to Halloween Kills, it's about them. It really is. It's about Hawkins, Lonnie, Cameron, and Allison. You can make the argument Karen's in that a little bit, but Karen was more in the hospital with Laurie. And Hawkins was too, but we got Hawkins' backstory in the beginning, and then obviously the dialogue in the hospital scene. Halloween Kills was about Detective Hawkins, Lonnie Elam, Lonnie Elam, Cameron Elam, and Allison Strode. That's how you, and how were they able to do that? How were they able to make a successful Halloween sequel without featuring much of Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie itself? Why? Because they built up the characters outside of Lonnie. They built up the characters in Halloween 2018. They slowly built these characters up enough to where it's like, okay, if they are back in the sequel, now we should get more backstory. And that's what we got. And I thought that was such a really well done job by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride to do that, to do it that way. I thought that was really great. I do. I thought it was fantastic. Now, everybody knows I have my reservations about Halloween Ends. We're not going to get into that. We'll say that for a later stream. But I'm talking about in terms of storytelling with your new characters and your old characters, and not leaving no meat on the bone, like not leaving one feeling left out, or again, one having more and the other having less. It's all about meeting in the middle. And I thought Halloween 2018, with their character development leading into Halloween Kills, did such a great job at that. That's why I was very disappointed with Halloween Ends, because of the way they built up these characters in Detective Hawkins, or Deputy Hawkins, whatever you want to call him. I call him detective. I call almost every cop a detective or whatever. They investigate shit. Like, but with Allison and Hawkins, like, that's why I was so mad at Halloween Ends, because we got such a great build to these characters in 18 and in Kills. And then in Ends, it's just like, oh, will drizzle pee all over them. Like, what? This is their story arc? Hawkins is barely seen, and Allison falls in love with a creep? I love Corey Cunningham, but he's a creep. Like, that's why I had so many reservations about Halloween Ends. It wasn't just the fact how they did Michael, it was the way they fucked up their characters, their new characters that we got introduced to in 2018. Is how they messed up their story arc. I did not like that. I loved Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills because of how they built our new characters, our new people up. A lot of us felt like Allison could have carried the mantle. I don't know if that's going to ever happen. I don't know if that even makes sense for it to happen. But that's what a lot of us wanted. And I don't think we're ever going to get that. And it's a shame because of how well they did in Halloween 2018 and in Halloween Kills building up these characters. Now, let's get on to another reason why mixing in legacy characters with new characters is a great idea. Well, it's a great idea for box office, for money. You're trying to relaunch a horror franchise that has a name, but may have left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth, kind of like Rob Zombie's Halloween's. What are you going to do? Hey, Jamie, want to come back for another Halloween film? We'll throw you something $1 million. Peso. Money. Box office. It helps. And not only just helps financially, but it helps with notoriety. It helps, with people, critics, everybody like us talking about it. The money that is into these horror franchises, like Scream, like Halloween, is damn near endless, in my opinion. It's damn near endless. We can sit there as the fans and hate a particular entry into the franchise, but all they have to do is bring in that one legacy character that we love to death. Excuse me. That we love to death. All they have to do is bring in that one legacy character that we love to death. And we don't give a damn about the story. We don't care who else is going to be in the movie until we get there. We just know said legacy character is going to be in this film and we're going to buy a ticket. That's why having these legacy characters with these new characters is a good idea. It is. Because it helps get the notoriety on the new film and the new characters. Look at Scream 6, for example. Scream 6 the other day it's being projected that Scream 6 is going to make the most money the franchise has ever seen. Since Scream 3. Scream 3 made about $33 million at the opening box office when they released. They're projecting and predicting that Scream 6 is going to do 37 million. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, I bring that up because Neve Campbell's not going to be in it. Neve Campbell's not going to be in this film, with obviously much to the chagrin of myself and a lot of Scream fans. Neve Campbell's not going to be in this film. But this movie is still predicted to make more money than the franchise has ever made, at least in the opening weekend. And why is that? Why? Because you brought the legacy characters back in the last one to get the ball rolling. And on top of that, you're bringing back legacy characters like Courtney Cox, like Hayden Panettiere. They help put butts in the seats. So it can also bring eyeballs to the new character and the new direction that the franchise is heading in. Money is, the box office is so key to that. Let me ask you guys this, and I'm going to get to some of you guys' comments and stuff like that about this topic. But let me ask you guys this. If Scream 6 is already predicted to make more money in the opening weekend of the box office. Does that, going forward, hurt the position on bringing legacy characters back, such as Nev Campbell? Do you think that hurts it? If Scream 6 goes on to make more money than any entry into the franchise, without its main star, without its queen sitting on her throne, do you guys think that going forward, that could be a template for other horror franchises to go in the same direction and say, okay, the first two movies, we're going to feature the legacy characters a good deal, make enough money without our main legacy character, so that when we come back again, now we can use the excuse, well, see, we made more money with her in it the last time, so we really don't need her. You guys think about that. I think it's a possibility that could work out, not just for the Scream franchise, but for any franchise that follows the template. Let's bring some legacy characters in with the new characters, and then slowly but surely, predicated on the money, if we can make more money without said legacy characters, we are now just going to focus on these new characters and forget all about the legacy characters. Love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on that. I think that's a very big possibility, especially with Scream. I basically say that more in terms of Scream than anything. But I do think it's fascinating. And it's the money. You know, the money, the lore. Like I said, it's about putting asses in the seats. Let's really be honest with ourselves. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't have went to see it. I would have still went to see Scream 5. I still would have went to see Scream 5 without Gale, without Dewey, without Sydney in it. But would it have had the same impact without them? I don't think so. Especially given how bad the characters were developed in Scream 5. I don't think so. Excuse me. I think, that's why bringing those said legacy characters back in Scream 5 actually kind of helped that film, because of how piss poor the writing was for our new characters. But it boils down to money, everybody. You're not going to get up and buy a ticket for a new Scream film starring Melissa Barrera, starring Jenna Ortega, if you never heard of them before. If you never heard of them before, if you only seen them in a few projects. And the reason why I say that is because with these franchises that we hold dear to our hearts, we want characters that can actually fit into the franchise. So without David, without Nev, without Courtney, are you really going to buy a ticket to go see a bunch of actors playing one of your favorite franchise films, not knowing if they're even going to fit in the franchise itself? That's something I ask myself when I see new movies and stuff like that coming out with legacy characters, or trying to do a remake without legacy characters. And I'm just like, do I really want to go buy a ticket? I really like this franchise. I really like this movie. But I don't know none of these fucking actors that are playing in these roles. Do I really want to go buy a ticket and see how well it's going to do? Nah, I'll wait for a DVD, or I'll wait for my streaming. That's how it goes. That's why legacy characters are so important to these requels and these sequels, because that's who we identify with. We don't identify with these new characters just yet. They're new characters. We identify with the characters that we know. I think that is very important. Okay, let me get to some of you guys' comments. I know I'm behind in the chat, so bear with me, guys. We got 9 people here in the chat this morning. I greatly appreciate you all. It's 10:07 here in York, Pennsylvania on the East Coast, and it's a little chilly outside. I think they say it's like 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Yep, I got my weather post it up right here on the bottom of my screen. It's a damn cold morning this morning, but you guys are warming it up for me, and I greatly appreciate you all. Love having these conversations. I'm so happy to be back live streaming. God. And so far, and I don't want to jinx it, the beautiful thing, guys, the beautiful thing about it is no spinning, no laggy, no laggy, no laggy. Slap the hand of the laggy. I love it. I've been trying so hard how to figure this out without, getting all lagged up and all that stuff. Because that was a big thing with my live streams, is that it would be super laggy. And I don't like that. I don't want, to give you guys that type of content. I don't. You know what I mean? So I'm excited that this bad boy is working properly. Love it. All right, let's get in here. Let's get into these chats. I know I am behind, guys, so just bear with me. I'm going to zoom through them as best as I can. Blucka, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Haven't talked to you in a little bit. What's going on? I hope you are doing well. Oh, Terrifier 2 was doo-doo in my opinion. Oh, I will disagree with that. I thought Terrifier 2 was great. But, hey, everybody has their opinion, and I respect yours. I enjoyed it, though. I enjoyed Terrifier 2 a lot. I liked it better than the first one. Some people might slap me in the face for that. Hey, go for it. It is what it is. I don't give a shit. I can take a shot. Nanette says, one thing that came to mind is having legacy characters bring back the old characters and bring back the people that love the old movies to the franchise, and new characters bringing the younger. That is very, very true. That is very, very true, Nanette. It does. It's a perfect blend of old school meets new school. It's a perfect blend. As long as it's written correctly, it's a perfect blend. If it's not written correctly, it's, flaming hot garbage. No, but if it's written correctly, yes, what you have is a perfect mesh of old school meets new school. And how the old school can help these new school rookies survive a horror film. I like it. As long as it's written correctly. Ant-Man 525, what is going on? Hey, what's going on, buddy? I got to check out your new film. What is Guatemala? Yeah, it's got my boy Jonathan Majors playing the villain. Can't wait to watch it. I'm a huge Jonathan Majors fan. I think that guy is a fantastic actor. Fantastic. I actually would like to see him play Spawn. I think he would make a fantastic Spawn. Jonathan Majors. I think he's amazing. Okay. My Chunky Jordy Gina says, I've never heard of requels until 2 years ago. I just thought 2018 was a new take on it. I mean, it was more, 2018 was more of a follow-up sequel. I mean, you could say they definitely did requel certain things, such as Dr. Loomis's character. They requeled the hell out of him, in my opinion, because that Dr. Loomis that you heard in the videotaping, and that obviously we seen Tom Jones Jr. Shout out to you, Tom. We seen Tom Jones Jr. in Halloween Kills, for a brief few seconds. The difference between the original Loomis, Donald Pleasance, and Halloween 2018's take on Loomis is that Halloween 2018's take on Loomis was that Loomis thought Michael could be killed. And he thought Michael should be killed. The original Loomis knew there was no way you could kill him. That was the biggest difference, in my opinion, that I took away from that. From those two Loomises. Or whatever. From those two versions of Dr. Loomis in that timeline. They definitely did requel the shit out of Loomis. Because, as I said, we know this for a fact. In the originals, Dr. Loomis, this is why in the franchise, the old man went mad because he tried for so many years to kill Michael Myers and he could never figure it out. But the newer version of this Loomis, they basically said that Michael, he believed Michael can be killed. That is a huge difference from the original take on that character. And I'm actually kind of glad you said that, Gina, because I'm actually going to be doing a video talking about, it's going to be called The Three Shades of Loomis, because obviously we got Donald Pleasance, we got Malcolm McDowell, and then we got Tom Jones Jr. I'm going to be doing a breakdown on how all three versions or iterations of Dr. Loomis are different. I watched some movies with 666 in the title of the movies. That's what the net says. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few of them. Omen, sticks out. It's another classic. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. And it's, Bluckett says here, was one of them the Red Hot Chili Peppers horror with 666 in it? I know what movie you're talking about. I still have not gotten to watch that yet. I got to check that out. Maybe that'll be a watch party here on the channel at some point. I heard that was a fun watch. Hey, the Bearded Entertainment in the chat. Hey, buddy, what's going on, Eric? Hope you're having a blessed morning, my friend. And by the way, congratulations. I see, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you are over 700 subscribers, my friend. Well deserved. Well deserved. And another person, and I hope that she stops into the stream if she isn't already here, that I'm going to plug for her already. Hopefully she'll come across the stream and she'll watch this far. If she's not in the comment section, I am well behind. But Carrie Crave Cinema, reaching 500 subscribers on her YouTube channel. God, I'm having such a hard time with certain words this morning. Good Lord. Let me drink some more coffee. Okay. Now, let's redo this. Carrie Crave Cinema, good friend in the community and on the channel. Loyal subscriber, just an overall great talent and great person. Reaching 500 subscribers here on YouTube. Carrie, if you come across the stream or if you are in the chat now, girl, congratulations. Keep up the great work. You are so great at what you do, especially with your artistic thumbnails and your vision for your theories and certain things you talk about. Keep up the great work, as well as you too, my friend Eric from the Bearded Entertainment. Both of you, great content. Guys, if you are not subscribed to their channels yet, get the hell over there and subscribe. I'm sure many of you who are in this chat are already subscribed to these channels, but if you are not subscribed to the Bearded Entertainment, and if you are not subscribed to Carrie Crave Cinema, go over to their channels and give them a subscribe. You will not be disappointed. Definitely had to plug that for you guys. You guys show me as much love and support on my channel and in this community. I have to return the favor. Oh, okay. Annette. What movie are you trying to watch, Annette? I might be able to help you out with that without having to pay. Yeah, I finagle. I finagle my way around shit. Okay. I am Ice Lord is in the chat. Well, yo, Wes, what's up, man? What's going on, buddy? I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. I can't stress enough how great it is to be back on live stream so I can talk to you guys. I haven't talked to some of you in months. It feels like months anyway. Even if we've come across each other in other streams, other content creator streams, it's different when, I'm doing a live stream and we're conversating here on the live stream myself. It's just different. It hits different, and I love it. Good to see you, Wes, man. It's been a little bit, but your boy's back on these live streaming streets. And I can't wait to get some of you guys on here as my guests as well. Bluckett says, I thought Hawkins was dead and they brought him back. Made me think we would have a bigger role. And then it ended with what? Yeah, no, you're right, Bluckett. No, that to me, outside of Allison, for me, that was the biggest screw up of Halloween Ends, was how they did the Hawkins character. I hated how they did him. I hate it. 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 It's like, honestly, talking about it, it's like the knife is just getting twisted in my heart even more. Like, I really liked the Deputy Hawkins character, and they took a big crap on him in Halloween Ends. You make an excellent point with that. And it sucks that they would do that, because he's a great character. Like, I don't know. We're not going to get into that Halloween Ends debacle. We just know they made a lot of mistakes, especially in terms of character arc and putting the finishing touches on certain characters. They did it with Allison too, and I hated it, but I really hated it with Hawkins. Ant-Man 525 says, right, if you're going to have legacy characters show up, then hopefully you can find the right balance between adding nuances to them while also developing the newer additions. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. You got to meet it in the middle. You have to. Otherwise, in my opinion, it's not going to be successful, because we're not going to give a shit. We're not going to care. We're not. Look at how many people hated Scream 5 because of that. Look at how many people don't like these characters because of that. Because of that reason. And it wasn't even like they pushed the legacy characters in the middle. It was all over the place. It really was. We're going to talk about that here in a few short minutes. Ice Lord, I am Ice Lord West says, I hear there's a cut out there where they put both kills and ends together in a way that makes more sense. Ooh. Well, sounds like I'm going to have to go on a fishing expedition and fish for this version. Would love to see it. Would love to see it, because I mean, let's face it, what we got in Halloween Kills and then in Ends just doesn't add up. So if there is a cut out there, Wes, do me a favor, Wes. If you know where this cut is, or if you happen to find it, I'm going to do my research and try to find it as well. But if you end up finding it before I do, shoot me a message on Instagram and throw me that link, my friend, because I would love to see that. I would love to see how that plays out. Ant-Man 525 says, a very great example of that is the Chucky TV series. Yes. That's been going on since 2021. The new characters are pretty interesting, and people like Andy have more purpose outside of just being there. Yes, absolutely. That was a perfect example. A perfect example. And that's another live stream I'm going to have here in the coming weeks, is we're going to talk about the Chucky TV series and why, arguably, in my opinion, it's the greatest horror TV series that was ever made. We're going to get into that. Like, I think that Don Mancini is an underrated fucking genius. Like, this guy, if you would have asked me 2 years ago when they were doing the first season of Chucky, that the TV series would tie into the movies in the franchise this damn good, I would have, not a chance. Not a chance. Man, he's phenomenal. His storytelling is just, it really is. But yes, Ant-Man, that is a perfect example. A perfect example. Because the beautiful thing about what they do is they make us like these new characters enough, but we're not getting tired of the legacy characters. We're not getting tired of seeing Tiffany. We're not getting tired of seeing Chucky. We're not getting tired of any of that, of the backstory. It's so cool to see them add layers to that story. Layers that we never knew existed. I think that's storytelling, guys. That's storytelling, but that's also new character development while keeping your legacy characters fresh and in the fold. Perfect example. Perfect example, Ant-Man. Perfect example. That's how you do it. Mima Boy, what's going on? Memo Boy, what's going on? See, again, guys, I'm having a hard time speak this morning. Don't eat my lunch, please. It's still a little bit early. I'm still shaking out the cobwebs. Hello, I shot him 6 times. How is it going? I am avoiding social media due to the leaks. I do not blame you, Memo Boy. Honestly, I don't. Well, actually, I'm glad you brought this up. Let's veer off, the conversation here for a quick second. Memo Boy, I don't know if you seen Mike from We Watched the Movie's latest video, but according to him, he read an article about an interview with Radio Silence, and they're still working on the movie. They're much like David Gordon Green was still putting the finishing touches on the end for Halloween Ends. Radio Silence is doing the same thing for Scream. And this is something that I said in my theories and predictions, no spoilers live stream, my first live stream back the other night, that I said is that is there a way that they shot multiple endings and that what the leaks are is just a deleted scene ending or an ending they were going to use that now they're not going to use because of the leaks? I said that. And Mike went on his video yesterday and said that Radio Silence said they are still working on the ending to the film. So I'm not sitting there saying, Memo Boy, don't avoid social media because of the leaks. What I'm saying is this, is that a lot of those leaks, and I fucking called it, they're fake, in my opinion. Like I've said that I think that there are different versions of what they wanted to do. But subsequently, what we're going to see for the ending of Scream 6 is not going to be what those leaks were. And according to what Mike said, there's some hope for that. There's some light at the end of the tunnel with that, because Radio Silence himself says we're still doing it. We're still patching up certain things with the ending. So those leaks, those leaks, that leak that somebody sent out of the ending, that might not even be the ending we see in the theaters. And I'm okay with that. I hope for that. I don't want to be spoiled, 2-3 weeks ahead of time on the ending. I don't want to be spoiled until I'm perched up in the movie theater, reclined back, popcorn on the side, a big cup of Coca-Cola on the side, and let this bad boy play out. So again, just to veer off that conversation for a second, the main conversation of today's stream for a second, Mike from We Watched a Movie, go look it up, go check it out if you guys haven't watched it yet. He's basically saying that Radio Silence said they're not done tweaking the ending of the movie. Take that with a grain of salt. Take it as you will. But I said it the other night on the live stream that I think that leaked ending that was leaked is either a deleted scene ending or it was an ending they intended to use that subsequently will not be used. I called that shit. And I am so hoping that that's the case. So hoping that's the case. Okay, let's get back into the chats. Oh, Val! Hashtag the general is in the building. What is going on, Val? How are you doing this morning? Well, Val, I'm back. I'm back on live streaming, Val. I definitely will be in contact with you. I got to add Bearded as a mod as well and everybody else so we can get together for a live stream and bounce ideas off each other's heads and have a great time. Val says, happy fat Tuesday, y'all. Happy Fat Tuesday, Val. All right, I'm going to scroll all the way down here because I know I'm so far behind and I want to catch up. Okay, Wes says, hard to say. I am Ice Lord says, hard to say, Marcus. I like the inclusion of legacy characters personally. It would hurt the box office with not enough of them, I think. Yes, I agree. I agree. The legacy characters are what puts the buttocks in the seats. They are. Like I just referred to a couple minutes ago. Are you going to go buy a ticket for Scream 5 knowing there's no Nev Campbell, there's no David Arquette, there's no Courtney Cox, no Hayden Panettiere? Would you have went and bought a ticket for the new Scream film had it just been Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, Kyle Gallner? I doubt it. Nothing against them. Good actors. Jenna Ortega's great. She wasn't the star then. She is now. Kyle Gallner's a great actor, but you can argue he's not an A-lister. You're right, Wes. You need those legacy characters if you're going to do a sequel or a requel to, or basically that is in the form of a reboot of a classic horror franchise. You have to have that legacy character, at least that one. At least one. To where people are going to say, you know what? I'm going to go buy that ticket. I'm going to go reserve it right now. I agree. See, and once again, this reiterates back to that. Nanette says, I wouldn't spend my money on a Scream movie without someone like Nev Campbell and David Arquette and Courtney Cox. See, again, and this is just me. Excuse me. Me, I would have been 50-50 on it. Only because 50% of me, I was like, okay, well, what about the legacy characters? But then the other 50%, as a horror fan, it's like, okay, well, let's give these new characters a chance. Let's see what they do on their own without the legacy characters. I was 50-50 with that. But, again, most people are not going to want to spend the money on a said movie like Scream without legacy characters like Nev Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox's characters. They're not. Most people, anyway. Most people. I'll put it this way. Most of the old school who know the franchise, who've been watching the franchise since its inception, probably wouldn't. Now, some of the new school audience, yes. Especially those Disney, kids and stuff like that who know Jenna Ortega and have been a fan of her since she was like this. So there would have been some audience there. It just wouldn't have been the audience that is trying to target, which is obviously the old school mixed in with the new school. But I again, Nanette, you're right. That's a great point. Most people wouldn't spend their money on that, on a Scream movie without Nev Campbell or David Arquette or Courtney Cox in it. They wouldn't. Val Janowski says, I am so happy you're back live streaming too, Marcus. Yes, I am. I am, Val. I am very happy as well. I am very happy as well. I'm glad that I am back in the live streaming streets. I'm glad it seems that, the issues that I was having in terms of connectivity, in terms of keeping a stream that didn't buffer, that didn't lag, it seems I figured out those issues. And I'm so grateful for that. And it's a learning process, being a content creator and stuff. You learn something new every day, especially when you're dealing with technology and these gadgets and stuff like that. Like, you learn something new every day. I'll be completely honest. I would have my Ethernet plugged into my computer, and sometimes my computer would still buffer. And the reason why, as I found out, is because I had too many devices, such as my TV, such as my phone, my other computer connected to all the same network. And that will slow the bandwidth up. So, of course, after learning this, it's like, okay, well, you know what? Turn off this device, turn off this device, turn off that device. Now let's see how it works. And we have what we have. It looks good. And I'm so excited for that because, again, I don't want to give you guys faulty content. I don't want to give you guys laggy content. That's why, honestly, I stayed off of live streaming for so many months because I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out what the hell the problem was. But now it seems we got it figured out, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited to be back doing live streams, doing more content in live streams and stuff for you guys, and just in general to be conversating with you all. Like, I love these conversations. We all love horror. We all love conversating about it. And again, I'm just happy, so happy to be back. Like, it's just like, like, yes, let's go. And it's the perfect timing too. It really is. Oh wow. I did not hear that. Damn, that's sad. Wow. Man, prayers go out to her and the family. That's sad. Damn. Wow. That's sad. That's really, really sad. Like, damn. I know she going through it. Nanette says there's 23 movies with 666 in the title. Oh, Lord. That's a good bit of movies. And guys, before we move on to the cons of this conversation, the cons of having legacy characters mixed in with new characters, etc. If you haven't done so already, please shoot that like button on the stream. It helps out a great deal. My goal for the stream is to get up to 30 likes. So if you guys can help me get up to 30 likes, share the stream, notify people who aren't notified, etc. Do me a favor, hit that like button and also share this stream. It greatly helps out the channel and the stream in general. Greatly does. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm. So, as my good buddy Craven Something Scary likes to say, this stream will get pushed through the algorithm, and then more people who aren't subscribed to the channel will get to see it and hopefully shoot that subscribe button. And we grow this community. So again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please shoot that like button. It definitely helps out the stream and the channel a great deal. And if you so happen to want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, I have to get more handles because I know not everybody does Cash App. But if you do want to make a donation to the channel, it's up to you. I try not to press about that and stuff. But if you do want to make a donation to the channel, hashtag I shot him 6S is the hashtag handle. And that is in lowercase. I shot him 6S. Lowercase, not capital. Val says, Marcus, you are only 35 away from 700 subs, buddy. Yes, I know. I'm so excited. Like, I'll be honest, over the last month and a half, 2 months, I've been really getting some good traction here on the channel and, getting some really good subscriptions. Like, the number has been ticking up. And I'm not going to lie, two biggest reasons for that, in my opinion, is because not only all the stream content I've been doing, because my thumbnails look, I'm not trying to brag here, but my thumbnails look fucking fantastic. They look way better than when I started. And that's part of the process, learning and stuff like that. But my thumbnails look way better, so a lot more people are clicking and stuff. But also because TubeBuddy is helping out a lot. Craven put me onto that platform, in terms of optimizing and getting, more views and stuff like that. So TubeBuddy is really, really helping, in terms of getting more views, a bigger audience, and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, it's been really good the last couple months. I've been getting some really good traction, as well as YouTube Shorts. I'm sure you guys have been seeing that I've been trying, while I have time, to upload some more shorties, so you guys can, some people don't want to sit through a 10-minute video, and I understand that. So that's why I've been trying to do more shorts. It's another way of content and stuff for you guys to enjoy here on the channel, as well as that helps grow a bigger audience. Because again, a lot of people don't want to sit through a 10-minute video. It's understandable. So a lot of them just would like to subscribe and watch the short videos. I understand that. I get it. But yes, Val, definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Val. I greatly appreciate you acknowledging that. Yes, I'm close to 700 subs. I'm excited. Like, I'm just so excited. I'm excited to be back in the live streaming streets. I'm excited that now that I'm this far ahead, I'm almost creeping up on a year. Yeah, next week will be a year. Holy shit, that went fast. But yeah, I'm creeping up on a year here on YouTube. And if you would have asked me when I started, almost a year in, I'd be almost at 1,000 subs. I would have said you're fucking nuts. I'll be honest. I would have said you're crazy. Would have never thought of it. But all of you guys who come in and comment, show support, Craven, something scary, shout out to you, my friend. Always showing support to the channel, the Night Watch Zone, all those fantastic content creators that I've grown to be friends with and engage with over the last year. Without you guys, this isn't possible. Honestly, it really, really isn't. It really isn't. So again, to all of you guys, everybody here in the chat, Craven, Knight, Jake, if Fate, all you guys, if you guys end up coming across the stream, thank you guys, because without you guys, honestly, I don't know where I'd be at right now on YouTube. Honestly, I just learning throughout this last year how to do video content creating and stuff. A lot of stuff I learned from those guys. You know what I mean? Just watching their videos, watching how certain transitions, cut here, cut there. What to put in your thumbnail to get people to be like, let's watch this. Such a big help with that. Like you got, like guys, words can't even explain it, honestly. So again, greatly appreciate all you support and helping this channel grow and get some notoriety. I greatly appreciate it. Stumbling and stammering over my words because honestly, the words can't describe the feeling. It's amazing. All right, I'm going to zoom down here all the way to the bottom of the chats because I'm so behind. Hey, Haunted by Horror is in the chat. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Great to see you. Thank you for stopping in. He says, I find fan edits to be really interesting. They are interesting. I saw somebody do a fan edit on a Stream 6 TV spot, and they put basically yellow devil eyes inside Kirby's eyes. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was pretty creative. But you're right. These fan edits are very interesting. I seen Brett James Bishop also did a comedy one yesterday, and I thought that was freaking hilarious. Oh, very good point, real quick to me. Yeah, very good point, Val. Yes, let's not forget that they put all those different scripts for Scream 2. Yes, and in reference to the leaks of the ending for Scream 6 being out there and somebody leaking that. Val makes a fantastic point. They did a lot of this thing. Well, Wes Craven did a lot of different scripts for Scream 2. A lot of different scripts to avoid these type of leaks. So it would not surprise me if Radio Silence kind of went the same route in terms of the ending reveal. I definitely do think that they went in that direction, and that ending that was leaked, I don't think that's the ending we're going to get in the theaters. I could be wrong. I'm saying it right now, though. I don't. And I don't think Radio Silence makes that comment that they make about, oh, yeah, we're still tweaking the ending if that was the case. But very, very good point, Val. Very good point. Now, Val also makes a great point about this. You can't keep legacy characters around forever. At some point, if you want the franchise to carry on, the legacy will need to be replaced. That is very true. That is very true. However, I will say this, it's how you do it. And at least in my opinion, it's how you do it. And if you don't do it correctly with the new characters, all fans are ever going to want is for the old characters to come back. All fans are going to say, oh, well, see, you should have never did this movie without Nev, or you should have never did this movie without Jamie Lee. You should have never did this. And it's going to be a reoccurring thing. Now, I agree with that. You do have to create new characters, especially if you want the franchise to keep going. I just feel like the problem that we run into with a lot of these creators is they don't know how the hell to be creative anymore. I think that's the biggest issue. They really don't know how to be creative in terms of creating fresh ideas for characters and for villains. And that's why we are in, I won't even say the situation, but that's why we have what we have in terms of legacy characters being meshed in with new characters. I think it's just, unfortunately, there's only a handful of, horror creators that can get really creative on a consistent basis. And I think that that's the biggest issue as to why, especially for films like Halloween, films like Scream, it's difficult not to incorporate the legacy characters. But I do agree with you, Val. At some point, you have to move on from the legacy characters. It's just, for me, especially with how Halloween ends, oh God, with how they did, characters like Hawkins and Allison, I do think it is very, very important how you tell the story of these new characters and how you develop them. And you don't do what Halloween Ends do, and that's basically build so much up in the previous films with the new characters, only to just knock it down in the last one, and it doesn't add up. But again, I do agree with you about keeping legacy characters around, because let's really be honest, they're not going to be alive forever. I hate to say it that way, but that's the truth. There's an expiration date on all of us. So, I mean, Val makes an excellent point. At some point, the legacy characters will have to be replaced. So I definitely do agree with you on that, Val. For me, I hope Scream 6 and I hope other requels, sequels, etc., like I Know What You Did Last Summer, I hope they learn from the mistakes that Halloween Ends and David Gordon Green did. I hope they learn from those mistakes. Because I feel like that was a huge mistake, doing what you did to the Allison Strode and the Deputy Hawkins character. But I agree. Can't keep legacy characters around forever. At some point, we're going to have to start something different, or start with a new character. Another thing, and we're going to get into it here now because we have exactly 41 minutes and some seconds here on the stream. We're going to get into the cons of having legacy characters in with the new characters. And one of the cons for me about the legacy characters being meshed in with the new characters is kind of what we were just discussing. Not allowing the new characters to develop. Being foreshadowed by the old characters. That, to me, might even be the biggest issue that I have with meshing old characters with new characters. It's the overshadowing of the legacy characters, because all fans, especially old school fans, care about is the old school characters and stuff. So I think the key is, in order for that to kind of taper off, is something that Scream 5 didn't do well, and that's developing your new characters. And I feel like that's why Scream 5 desperately did need the legacy characters because we saw it. The legacy characters were barely in this film, and they still did a bad job at developing their characters that they created. Radio Silence did not do a good job at that. They didn't at all. And one of the main reasons, especially in my opinion, though, it wasn't even so much a Radio Silence as because of the fans wanting more Nev Campbell, wanting more David Arquette, and wanting more Courtney Cox. And I think the issue that Radio Silence ran into with Scream 5 was, okay, how do we incorporate the old characters with the new characters, but how do we meet them in the middle? I think that was the biggest issue that they ran into, because none of that was met in the middle. Everything was so all over the place. Now, could they fix that in Scream 6? Fingers crossed. And I definitely think it has a high possibility to be fixed in Scream 6. I really do. I think we're going to get a ton of great character development in Scream 6. But the reason for that is because you don't have Nev Campbell overshadowing Jenna Ortega or Melissa Barrera. Let's really be honest here. You know what I mean? The legacy characters, why it is a con to have legacy characters built in with new characters is because you're not giving the new characters the environment to foster a fan base. Why? Because you're bringing the old character back, kind of stealing their thunder, stealing their shine. I don't give a damn how great. Think about it this way. A lot of people say Jenna Ortega, even myself, was fantastic in Scream 5 in terms of her acting, her believability, all that stuff, right? Anybody really talking about Jenna's character, Tara, like that? Like, I'm talking about in terms of, like, people are talking about her because we don't know if she's going to make it past Scream 6 because of, Jenna's newfound stardom. But I'm talking about in terms of the actual character, Tara Carpenter. How many people was really invested in that character once Nev Campbell came on the screen? How many people were invested in a Chad Meeks Martin character once Nev Campbell entered the screen? How many people were invested in Samantha's character once Nev came onto the screen? How many people were invested when, Nev came onto the screen, when Mindy, was, being showcased? And you guys get my point. Nobody gave a damn about those new characters, especially once Nev came back into the fold. Once Nev came back onto that screen, it was all eyes on Nev. And for the rest of the movie, everybody was wondering what's going to happen to Nev. Is she going to die in this one? Is she going to be back for the next one? Nev. That is the issue you run into when you want to mix new characters with the old characters, especially with iconic old characters, such as Sidney Prescott, Dewey Riley, Gale Weathers. You don't leave much room for your new characters to grow. You don't leave much room for the fan base to like the new characters. You're not fostering an environment to where us, the viewer, can say they can make a Scream movie without Nev. They can make a Scream movie without Courtney. They can make a Scream movie without David. When you decide to do that and bring legacy characters in with the new characters, it does hurt the morale of the viewers, in my opinion, in terms of the new characters, because we are trying to figure out a way to love them. It's kind of like this. It's like we're let's say we're single, right? Each and every one of us in the chat. I know every one of us in the chat aren't single. Some of us, some of you guys are married and all that. But let's just go with this notion that we're all single, right? And we're trying to move, but we like somebody. We like this new person that we've been talking to, that we've become acquainted to. We really, really like them, but we want to know more about them before we decide to jump into any conclusions. But then what happens? That one ex that you was really, really in love with, that one ex that you was really in love with, that you would drop everything for, comes back into the picture. Well, what's going to happen? The new person's going to eat the dust. The new person's going to be pushed to the side. That's just like with this situation. When you bring the old characters back, you're stealing the thunder that you're trying to create for the new characters to have. It's just like, my analogy. It's kind of like you're trying to move on with somebody new, but that one ex that you were so hung up on, that you really liked and was really in love with, and you knew if given a chance you would have a future with them, comes running back into the picture. And this time wants to stick around a little while. You're going to go with what you know. You're going to go with what you know. Most likely, you are going to go back to what you know. And that is, I think, a big problem that we are going to be facing here in the slasher genre, especially for a couple years to come. We see it with I Know What You Did Last Summer, bringing back Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. I'm excited for that. But now, how is that going to affect these new characters that we're supposed to be following? Because now all we're going to fucking care about is Jennifer Love Hewitt is back as Julie James. Freddie Prinze Jr. is back as Ray Brunson. That's all we're going to care about. We're not going to care about this new character who's getting hunted by the fishermen or whatever killer they decide to go with in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's the issue that you do run into with these requels and these sequels, bringing legacy characters back, is that you don't leave enough room for the new characters to breathe. You don't leave enough room for the audience to love the new characters. And why is that a problem? Because then the new character stories don't get written correctly. There's not as much love thrown into the new character story arcs. There's not a lot of direction that makes sense. And it all sums up to the point, and it sucks for the new characters, because if the new characters underperform, and it don't even have to be their fault. It doesn't have to be their fault. If the new characters underperform, all people are going to say is, see, you can't make it. You got to keep the old characters. It was better with the old characters. And to me, that's why bringing the old characters in with the new, it is kind of a con. It kind of is a foul play, if you will. You got to give these new stars a chance to shine. You can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't do that when you do have a Neve Campbell. Why? Because she's a powerful presence. She steals the room. She captivates the audience. So when you have instances like that, and I'm going to say another one, it's going to be interesting to watch, is Crystal Lake. What are they going to do with that? How are you going to incorporate old characters? We know that, what's her name? Adrienne King is supposed to be returning to the Friday the 13th franchise in Crystal Lake's TV series. Now, depending on what her role is, that's another instance. You're bringing back a legacy character, but what about the new characters? What are you going to have for the new characters they're going to have us sink our teeth into, that is going to want to keep us watching? It is an issue. It's an issue I don't think gets talked about nearly enough. Is that as great as it is to have legacy characters come back for that nostalgia. It is also a hindrance on the new stars of today because you're not giving them the environment and you're not fostering the environment for them to succeed at the highest level for that character, for that said character. You are not giving them the environment and the attention that they need. And whenever you bring in new characters, especially to a classic franchise, such as Scream, such as Halloween, you have to do such. You have to. It's like eating a bagel with no butter, with no cream cheese on it. You gotta have the cream cheese on it. You gotta have the cream cheese on that bagel. Otherwise, what you gonna taste? A piece of bland ass bread? Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta add the cream cheese to the bagel. And there's new characters. You have to foster the environment to where us, the audience, knows, okay, it's not about the legacy characters anymore. It's about this person. And you know what? I actually like this person. I liked what they're about. I want to see more movies with them because now I'm getting attached. It's all about storytelling and writing. And if you don't have that proper storytelling and writing, especially for the new characters, we don't need it for the old characters. Why? Because they've been there and done that. We already seen their stories hit their arc. But for the new characters, you need the writing and the storytelling to be up to par and up to snuff, especially featuring them over the old characters. Now, the one good thing that Scream 5 did do that I thought was really good was not featuring the older legacy characters as much. Now that I go back and think about it, I think that was the right move. The only reason why it didn't work so well is because they didn't create their characters the right way. They didn't develop their characters to where we were like, okay, we don't need a Scream movie, we don't need the legacy characters to come back. That was the biggest mistake that they made. The concept was great. Not having the legacy characters really be in the film that much, that's a great concept. But it doesn't work if you don't have the proper storytelling and the proper character development in place with your new characters. When you half-ass it with the new characters, all you're going to do is lead the fan base to believe, see, you should have had more Sidney Prescott in this movie. Look how many times that has been said since the release of Scream 5. The characters suck. They did a terrible job developing the characters. This is why you can't do a movie without Neve Campbell. This is why you can't do a Scream movie without Neve Campbell. And it's sad because that's a hindrance on the actors. That's a hindrance on the talent. That chalks it up to storytelling, in my opinion. You have to foster your new characters in the way that you would foster your legacy characters. You have to. And I think that's the biggest con for me is that the storytelling. Oh, excuse me again. But that storytelling with the new characters is so pivotal. If you don't have that, you don't have anything. You have to make us believe in these characters the way that the legacy characters made us believe in them. That is what Wes Craven did such a great job with Scream 1996. People still talk about that lineup today. That roster of actors. Neve Campbell, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Rose McGowan, Jamie Kennedy. You want to know why their characters, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, you want to know why every single one of those characters still get brought up today? Is because Wes Craven created an environment to foster these characters and to give them all their each spotlight. He gave them all their shine. Neither one of them had. There was neither one of them that wasn't going. That didn't have a beak of sunlight on them. When you go back and you watch that film and you look at that roster, to this day, people say you will never find another Scream lineup like that. Why? Because every character Wes wrote it believably. You wanted to root for them. You wanted to be against them. That's storytelling. And that's something that Radio Silence did a piss poor job with Scream 5. They did. And that, to me, is the biggest hindrance going forward for horror movies in terms of adding old characters with the new characters. You can't do that. You have to foster the new characters in the way you're going to foster the legacy characters. Will Scream 6 do that? It remains to be seen. But again, that is the biggest thing for me going forward. That's the biggest concern is, okay, how are you going to write for these new characters? Are you going to write for them like they all mean something? That's what Wes did so well. They all meant something. Randy meant something. He's the movie guy. Tatum meant something. She's Dewey's sister and she's Sydney's best friend. Billy meant something. He's the fucking maniac and the psycho killer and the boyfriend. So on and so forth. Every single Scream character in the original 1996 film had a meaning, had a purpose. Even Sheriff Burke. Everybody had a purpose. Everybody had a purpose. And that's something that Scream 5 and Radio Silence did not do a great job at. And it's instances like that that have me concerned for future sequels / requels when we're doing these classic horror films like Halloween, like Scream, like Jason, like Freddy. That's what concerns me the most. Is these new characters that you're bringing in with the old characters. Are you going to make these new characters feel like somebody? Are you going to make them feel like they're relevant? That's the biggest issue I have with doing requels and sequels that bring back legacy characters. Now, I know I'm going to take some heat for this, and I'm willing to take this heat for this. I have the same argument with bringing Danielle Harris back to Halloween. Would I love to see her come back? Absolutely. As a fan, absolutely. But you got to think of it this way too. How many more of the new audience, even of the old audience, are going to want to go through another fucking time jump? How many are going to want to go back and have to rewatch all the old movies in order to understand this one? How many times are people, old and new, going to be acceptance of, okay, they're bringing back another legacy character in a different timeline? How long do we keep accepting that before that gets played out? We all talk about getting fresh and getting new and within these franchises. But when you're bringing back old characters and squeezing them into either a new timeline or a timeline that is in between their timeline, you're not creating anything new. You're just meshing this fucking universe together. That's all you're doing. And as much as I'd love to see Danielle Harris come back and reprise her role as Jamie Lloyd in Halloween, I feel like the issue that you run into is that, one, you're not getting new. We've seen this before. Legacy character comes back. We're in a time jump. This is, now we got to go back and watch 4, 5, and 6 to get to this one. We've done this already. We did this already with Jamie Lee. On top of that, even if you do bring Danielle Harris and Ellie Cornell back, right? Let's say you do. Well, who the fuck is going to care about the new characters alongside of them? Nobody. All the focus is going to be on Danielle and Ellie Cornell. Nobody's going to give a damn about these new characters that are surrounded around them. Not like in Halloween 4. Halloween 4, you gave a damn about damn near everybody. You gave a damn about Brady. You gave a damn about Sheriff Meeker's daughter. You gave a damn about Sheriff Meeker. Bucky. If you do that now, nobody's going to give a shit about the new characters. Why? Because all they're thinking about and all they see is the iconic legacy character reprising their role and retaking their mantle. That's the biggest issues that I have with these requels and these sequels and these follow-ups is, yes, it's great for nostalgia, but at the same time, I do want to see new characters be built. I want to see the franchise keep going, but I want to see it keep going with new people. And I think when you sit there and you add these legacy characters in with the new people, you are doing yourself a disservice with the new characters and to the audience because you're not giving us a chance to like the new. It's cool to be in the middle. It's cool to like the new and to like the old. But the issue is you'll always like the old a little bit more because that's what you grew up on. That's what you remember the most. Which hurts the new because then again, you're going to most likely, not saying this is true, but most likely, you're going to be biased when it comes to the old school and the new school. You're going to be biased. You're going to favor the old school. You're going to favor the old characters. And that right there hurts the chances of the new characters' likability. And that all chalks it up to the creators and the storytelling. Okay, I'm going to get back to some of you guys' comments and stuff like that and see what you guys think about, the cons of having legacy characters come back and meshed in with these new characters in these horror requels/sequels that we've been getting. Again, guys, I like it. I love legacy characters. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to bash the reemergence of legacy characters. What I am just basically saying is that when you do that with new characters, if you don't write it the right way, if you don't do it the right way, you are going to hurt the development of your new characters to where the audience is going to be like, we're not going to see them. We're going to go see Courtney. We're going to go see Nev. That's the only reason why we're showing up to watch Scream 6. It's to see Gale Weathers. That's what happens when you don't develop your new characters the proper way. Okay, let's get to some of you guys' chats. I know I am way behind again, but we are going to catch up. Okay, I don't know if you're still here. Nanette. Oh, thank you, Nanette. She says, I shared you on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much, Nanette. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, yeah. So, Nanette, if you are still here, I did want to run this by you. Now, I have to do some catching up, but I don't know if you've watched it yet, but Wayfair Witches looks fantastic. And as soon as I saw the advertisement, I thought of you, Nanette. So, maybe that's something that we could, do together here on the channel is, talk about that and feature that. Go episode by episode. As soon as I saw that advertisement, I thought of you, Nanette. And I'm like, now that I got my live streaming back on, that's something that we could work on. Okay, Haunted by Horror says, yeah, TubeBuddy is really good and those YouTube shorts do crazy things, even watch hours. It's crazy to think that 1 8-second short can get you several hours of watch time. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like, because again, people just, especially if you're at work and you don't really have time to pay attention to an 8 to 10 minute video and stuff, and you just want something to keep you entertained for a few seconds, yeah, YouTube shorts, are the way to go. Yep, absolutely, Val. Hence why Sam doesn't get the love. She is overshadowed by Sydney. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, Denisha? How are you doing today? Thank you for stopping in. Hey, Marcus, can I moderate for you, buddy? Yes, absolutely. I after this stream, and I got to do the same with Eric from Bearded the Entertainment, but I will throw you guys a wrench. And Val, wait, I don't see a wrench beside Val. I guess I don't know if I ever changed that or what. That's got to get changed. Okay, so Denisha, Eric, and Val are all getting wrenches. So yes, to answer your question, Denisha, yes, you can be a moderator. And glad to see you here in the stream, Denisha. Thank you for stopping in and showing your support. And actually, Denisha, I'm actually glad that you actually did pop up because I'm gonna need you to keep an eye on your Instagram for later because I'm going to be messaging you. I'm gonna be messaging you and I'm gonna need some details about something. So yeah, we'll talk then, Denisha. We'll talk. Whoo! Val! Damn! Whew. Oh, you just Val, come on now. Oh, come on, Val. Don't do that. Val, come on now. Oh, Val. Val says, I have a gut feeling Terror dies in 6. Announced season 2 for Wednesday. Okay. I mean, it's I'll be honest. I think it sucks if they were to kill her character off. You know how I feel about that character, Val. But if they did it, would I be surprised? No. And that's the reason why, is because of Wednesday. And because she's a fucking massive star now. And we got to look at it like this, guys. If they did not want to pay Nev Campbell to come back as Sidney Prescott, do you really think they're going to want to pay Jenna Ortega if she ticks up that asking price? I highly doubt it. Yeah, Val, exactly. And just go back up here. Even with the small part Nev had in 5, she overshadowed Sam. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Val. She did. She did. Denisha says, Val, you might be right, but don't understand why Nev didn't say, okay, do need a break from my character. Come back, Scream 7, make money plans. Nev has money. Well, the reason why, though, actually, Denisha, is don't understand why Nev didn't say, okay, do need a break from my character, etc. Come back, Screen 7, make money. See, the thing is Nev herself, excuse me, Nev herself has actually said that she feels there's still more story to be told with the Sidney Prescott character. She said that in an interview. So I think that's why when they gave her the offer that they offered her, she's like, wait a minute, hold up. Not only what I brought to this franchise, you know what I mean, is, it speaks for itself. Without me, for Scream 5, you're not putting no asses in the seats with these new characters. And I still feel like I have a story to be told in this franchise. So I think that's why Nev, reacted the way she did. And she even said that in an interview that she believes there is still more story to be told for the Sidney Prescott character. And I found that very, very fascinating. Cough. Samantha's mother. Real mother. Cough. Anyway. Yeah. So she said that she believes there's definitely more story for the Sidney Prescott character. So, it sucks, but at the same time, I was upset with it at first, but it's like Val said, at some point we got to move on. We do. At some point we do. We got to let these new characters get developed and shine, or at least try to. We have to give them the environment to be the feature. We do. Otherwise, all we're going to be focused on is Nev. Is Nev going to die in this movie? Is she going to live? Is she our ultimate final girl? All that, hoopla and stuff. So, I mean, I hope she does come back for 7. But man, I'm not going to lie. If this movie makes the money I think it's going to make, I think the studio might even play even harder ball with Nev for 7. That's just my opinion. Because if they make that type of money without Nev, now they have a built-in excuse. Oh, well, hey, we made this money without you. We don't need you. So, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Oh, Gina. And she says, that's why I'm staying single now, is I don't want that situation. Understandably. I understand that full-heartedly. Honestly, I do. Melissa in the chat saying, hey, Val, hey, what's going on, Melissa? How are you doing today? Thank you for stopping in. I greatly appreciate it. And real quick, again, everyone, if you have not done so already, please shoot this stream a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. And as well as if you're a new viewer coming across this channel, do yourself a favor, not a disservice. Shoot the like button, shoot the subscribe button, as well as shoot the notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel and join this wonderful community of horror fanatics that we have here at I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. Love this community. But definitely shoot that like button, everybody. It definitely helps out with the algorithm. Again, I'm trying to get up to 30 likes. That's my goal for this stream. So if we can get up to 30 likes, again, this stream will pass through the algorithm, and more people that aren't subscribed, new viewers, will hopefully subscribe and come join the community and join us in these conversations. Okay, so Val says, what was it we were all talking about after Scream 5? Dewey's death, Gail and Sydney. Very little talk about the new characters except who we didn't like about them. Absolutely, Val. Very great point. Yet again. So true. So true. So true. And that's, the hindrance that you have when you have old characters come in with new characters. The old characters, because they are the legacy of the entire franchise. They are the epitome of basically what we grew up watching. We're going to favor them more. That's just the truth. We're going to favor them more. Very great point, Val. That is so true. Haunted by Horror says, wait, there were new characters? Yeah, right? Guys, that was at 10:56. I am so behind. I know. No, very true though, Denisha. I think people want to see what happens in their lives. I mean, if you're talking about the new characters, yeah, absolutely, Denisha. That's the whole allure of bringing in new characters to the franchise. Is we want to go on this journey with them. We want to go on this ride with them. But we don't want to go on a ride with them if you're not making it believable that they're not only going to be important, but that they matter in general. You have to make these characters matter. That's why I love Scream 1996 so much, is because the rewatchability on it is just because why? Every character mattered. Every character mattered. Every character mattered. Even Hank Loomis mattered, and he barely was in the damn movie. Every character mattered. And I think I'm hoping anyway, Scream 6 does that. I'm hoping every single new character that they bring into this film has a meaning, has some type of purpose, and isn't just there just to, hey guys, I'm a new character. Will you guys like me more than Nev Campbell's character? Will you guys like me more than Dewey Riley? Will you like me more than Gail Weathers? I really want to be your friends. Like, come on. You know what I mean? You gotta do better than that. Like, come on. Okay, so see, again, I'm behind. Okay, so Nanette, I'm gonna definitely hit you up on Instagram. I gotta get back on Instagram and check my messages and do all that stuff. You know what I mean? And get a hold of you guys. Like I said, I gotta get a hold of Denisha because I gotta talk to you about some things. But yeah, so Nanette says, well, I'm going to say bye-bye, everyone. I'm going to go to bed. Now, see you later. And Marcus, contact me about where I can get movies for free on Instagram. I got you. I got you, Nanette. I have the plug for that, if you want to say. I do. You know what I mean? I have a few places I go to watch free movies and stuff like that. Everybody wants free movies. See, Melissa. I want free movies too. Okay, well, Melissa, listen. Melissa, if you have an Instagram account, look me up on Instagram. It's the same, as the YouTube channel. I shot him 6 times. You'll see my little killer logo, my killer guy and stuff. And shoot me a message, and I will hook you up as well. Yeah, see, I'll be honest. I know what you're talking about, Melissa. And the issue that I have with that is that, and I tried it before. The issue I have with 1, 2, 3 is that they advertise that they have all the new movies, even in theater releases. Sometimes it doesn't play out that way. It doesn't play out that way all the time. 1, 2, 3 is okay, but I got better. I got it better. Well, it's funny, Gina, that you say this, and before I scroll all the way down here in a chat or whatever and catch up, Gina, my chunky Jordy says, I don't get why they are bringing Adrienne King into Crystal Lake. Are they going to have her play Alice? She's too old to be a camp counselor. I would say, and she didn't know Pam until the end of Friday the 13th. Well, actually, Gina, that's funny that you're bringing that up, because my 3rd episode for the podcast this week is going to be touching on Crystal Lake and what I think is going to be happening and what I think could be the role for Adrienne King's character. Now, I'll give you a sneak peek into what a theory of mine that I have is, we know for a fact that Adrienne is going to have a reoccurring role on this TV series, Crystal Lake. Could she be Pamela Voorhees? Just a thought. I'm just saying. Just a thought. I agree with you that, maybe she might be too old to be a camp counselor. But then again, you really can't say that, because look at Mrs. Voorhees. She was a cook, basically, and a counselor. Like, she was cooking, for all those kids and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, she worked in the kitchen, before she went mad and before the events happened with Jason. So I don't think there's any age limit on being a camp counselor. But I honestly think, and this is just me, just giving you a sneak peek into that, I think there's a possibility she could be Pamela Voorhees. How sick would that be? Oh my God, that would be amazing in my opinion. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely something we're going to go into deeper detail later on in the week on Thursday. That live stream will be. I still got to put it together. I still got to put the thumbnail up and all that. I have the thumbnail created and everything. I just got to put the stream in general together. But that is something we're going to talk about on Thursday's live stream of the podcast. It's Crystal Lake, all the details and theories, predictions, all that stuff. Okay, I'm going to scroll all the way down here just so I can get caught up. So if I skip over some of you guys' comments, I don't mean to be rude. I am just trying to catch up here, because I am far behind. All right, I ain't that far behind, so we can pick up right here. Melissa says Lori meant something, Allison meant something, Loomis meant something too. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, Melissa, I'm glad you brought that up. That's why I was so upset with how Halloween Ends did the Allison Strode character, because you built her up to be, to me, the heir apparent to Laurie Strode. Or at least somebody that maybe we could follow for one sequel. Maybe we get one sequel out of Allison. You built that up, especially in Halloween Kills. She was so good in Halloween Kills. And then you just where Halloween ends, and it's just like, why? It gets up like I will never understand it, and it will never mend my broken heart for that film. It won't. It will never mend my broken heart. That film breaks my heart. Like it really does. Because I know what it could have been, and they just really just destroyed it. I know what it could have been. Even with the Corey Cunningham character. Now I'll leave it at this. I think that they should have went. I'll put it this way. For me, the Corey Cunningham concept would have worked a lot better with Lonnie Elam. Maybe that's something that I will discuss deep dive in another live stream or in a video. But for me, not Lonnie, Cameron Elam. But for me, Cameron Elam would have been a better fit for that concept of Corey Cunningham than the Corey Cunningham character himself. But I do like Rowan Campbell. I thought he was phenomenal. Don't like the entry that they brought him into. I thought they just could have did that character way better justice by not having him in the same movie as Michael Myers. And I'll leave it at that. But definitely, yes, absolutely, Melissa. They meant something. And that's something that Scream 5 did not do well with their new characters, and something that we have to hope gets fixed in Scream 6. And I'm very hopeful and very high on that possibility that these characters, from Scream 5 that are making their way to Scream 6, Samantha Carpenter, Tara Carpenter, Chad and Mindy Meeks Martin, I have a feeling if we don't grow to love them, we'll grow to at least like and accept them. I'll say that. I know, Gina, my chunky Jordy says, Donald Pleasance is the reason my parents went to see Halloween and then allowed me to watch it 2 years later when I was 4. Melissa's talking to Melissa. He's such a big part of the Halloween franchise. Oh, I know. He is the franchise. I know some people will argue with me about that and say, well, wait, Jamie Lee Curtis. No, Donald Pleasance is the franchise. That's the truth. He is the Halloween franchise. When Jamie Lee wanted to say no to Halloween and wanted to leave Halloween alone to do other projects, it was Donald Pleasance who carried the fucking mantle for so many sequels and for so many years, to the point it basically killed him. It did. Like, he died of old age doing that damn movie. You know what I mean? Like, he is the franchise. Outside of Michael Myers, Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis is the franchise. He is. Fight me about that if you want to. I will go down swinging. That is that dude. He is that guy. He is. He is the franchise. Outside of the Michael Myers name, I know some will say Laurie Strode is the franchise. No, to me, it's Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis. And that's to me. That's just me. Without the Dr. Loomis character, we don't believe in Michael Myers as this indestructible force of nature the way that we did for so long. Without Dr. Loomis, without Donald Pleasance and his acting greatness, playing that role and making it believable like that, without him, Michael isn't, to me, the message that Michael is not only not human, but he is just a force of evil trapped in a human body. Without that narration by Donald, I don't think you could believe in the Michael Myers character. But that's just my opinion. But definitely agree with that, Gina, for sure. Oh, okay. See, yeah, I can't see Val's wrench. Oh, that's weird. It must be a StreamYard thing. Yeah, Haunted by Horror said that. Yeah, it's probably just a StreamYard thing. That's why it's not showing the wrench. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. All right, Val, good. Well, then, whew, thank God. I'm glad. I'm glad, Val. Good. I don't see it here. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. Did I do that a long time ago, or did I forget? Yep. Don't worry. Don't worry, Denisha, I got you. After this stream, which we are actually going to wrap up here in the next 5 minutes and stuff. I'm gonna, I said I'd go a little bit longer because I was a little bit late and stuff, but we did get the full 2 hours in, which is I'm happy about and stuff. Got to conversate with you guys for a couple hours. Jesus, this 2 hours went really, really fast. Like, fuck, man. I don't want it to end, but unfortunately I have to because I have to go grab my paycheck and I have to go take care of some things. Responsibilities, being an adult. And then I have to go to work. The grind is never ending. Okay, so Nanette, you're back. Okay. So Nanette says, hello, Marcus. I can't sleep. I need my room cold. Ooh, I can't do that. I need warmth, girl. I'll be completely honest. I need warmth. I don't like cold, man. I don't like the cold. Okay, Melissa, I'm into cases about missing people and stuff like right now in Idaho. Yeah, no, I'm big into that too, Melissa. I actually eventually down the road, once I can get this channel monetized and stuff like that, and I have time to do other projects, other YouTube channels and stuff, I actually want to do a true crime YouTube channel, like touching on actual cases, actual serial killers, doing like breakdown analysis and stuff like that. Like, I'm into that stuff too. ID channel is my jam, girl. Like, that's my shit. I used to get made fun of by my friends, they call it murder porn. And I'm just like, yup. And guess what? I'm here to stroke off, baby. Let's go. I'm so damn nasty, I know. But I love I love true crime. I love that shit too. So I can't wait to when I can get monetized here on this channel, grow this channel a little bit further to where then I can start doing other projects. Because again, I do want to do a YouTube channel covering true crime. And Melissa, I don't know if you'd be interested in doing that as well, but if you would eventually, like to be a part of that, you know what I mean, and stuff, we could definitely talk and, communicate about that and be partners in crime, if you will. Something to think about. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind, Melissa, and let me know. All right, I'm scrolling all the way down here to these chats because I am just so far behind. See, Val, this is why you're the general. This is exactly why you're the general. Listen to this, guys. Val tells Melissa, we own a business, so I'm at my desk watching and listening and doing paperwork. Like, come on. That's 3 things at once. She's watching and listening to the stream, showing her love and support of the channel, while also doing paperwork for her business. Like, guys, you got to give a round of applause to Val. Like, God, that's hard work and dedication right there. Honestly, like, I'm not even being funny when I say that. That's hard work and dedication. When you have a business to run and you can still find time to support somebody else's, basically business and stuff, while doing your business right there, that hard work should not go unnoticed, honestly. That's awesome, Val, honestly. Melissa says 50 today here in New York. Oh, it's a little bit okay down there. It's not bad, Melissa. 50 today here in New York. Well, let me ask you something, Melissa. Have you been seeing any Ghostface killers running around there in New York? Have you been seeing any cult of ghost faces by any chance? If so, I would like a photo. Send it to me on IG. Let me know this shit's for real. I tell you, I can't wait because when I go to the theater, it's so funny because now I just talked to my sister about it. Now my youngest niece and my nephew are going to be coming because it was just going to be me, my mom, my sister, and my oldest niece, because my oldest niece, she is becoming a big Scream fan. I influence her. But it was just supposed to be us four or whatever and stuff like that. Well, then my sister was like, hey, do you think the two youngest ones can come? And I'm just like, well, we are adults. The rated R guidelines say kids can't watch without adults, but we are adults and we're going to be with them. So I think we're safe and stuff. So the two young ones are going to be coming. And what I want to do, if I can stretch it or whatever, I'm grabbing me my Ghostface costume. I want to grab my two nieces and my nephew a Ghostface costume as well. We're all going to go out to dinner wearing the costumes at my job. They don't know this. They probably do now after anybody from the job is watching the stream or whatnot. But we're going to show up in our costumes on the 10th because we already got everything, set in stone. We're going to go out to dinner. We're going to show up in the costumes and stuff like that, and then go into the theater dressed in our Ghostface costumes. And I am so excited because I think it's only fitting because of how Scream 2, the movie theater with all the ghost faces in the movie theater. So that's my whole stitch for that. I basically am paying homage to Scream 2 by doing so. And I'm excited. And I'm excited that my nieces and nephew are going to be partaking in this with me. They don't know yet. They don't know that yet, but they will. They'll find out. Oh, okay, nice. Let's just think about it. Okay, if you're referring to the true crime YouTube channel, offer Melissa, I think that's what you're talking about. If not, please correct me. Please correct me. Don't want to put words in your mouth or anything. Yeah, Nanette. Yeah, I love true crime as well. Yes, true crime it is fascinating. It is. I mean, because as bad, I mean, I'm not, trying to sound wrong here. You do feel bad for those families and stuff like that lose loved ones over that type of shit. You know what I mean? Absolutely, no doubt about it. But I think what fascinates us about these people who commit these crimes is how did they get to that point and why? We want to know a motive, even if there isn't one. I think that's what captivates audiences about true crime. Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah, no doubt, Val. No doubt. Thank you, Val. Thank you for being the general and for being, the person that you are, not only just on my channel, but everybody's channel. You know this, Val. Like we got a lot of love for you, Val. Like you show a lot of love and support to us, like honestly. So we got to give you your flowers. We have to. It's a must. Okay, so Melissa says, I know I don't live in New York City. I live in upstate New York, 5 hours away. Okay, well, are there any Ghostface cults running around in upstate New York? New York is still the New York to me. It doesn't matter if it's New York City or upstate New York, whatever. You know what I mean? I just want to know, have you seen any Ghostface cults running around in your neck of the woods, Melissa? And if so, if you ever do, please take a picture so we can all see and I will share. Oh, I see. She says no. Oh, man. That's great. That is so great. Speaking of New York, I would love to go to New York again sometime soon. I love Times Square. I love all those lights and TV screens and stuff like that. I'm still holding out hope that we get Gail's Death on the Times Square TV, on a Times Square TV, big screen TV. I know that's ruthless of me, but hey, it is what it is. Down goes Weathers. It's time to go. I would like to see that though. I'm not gonna lie. I think that would be a pretty awesome kill to see any kill playing out in Times Square on the big screen. Nuts. That would be amazing. Nice. Melissa says, no, I wish. Huh? That's awesome. Oh, real quick. No, I wish. No, right? That would be cool to see a bunch of ghost faces running around just for the hell of it. Just, the promotion of the movie, just to the buildup of the movie. That would be great. Nanette says, I have a friend who is going to do a podcast on true crime, and when he does, I'm going to be doing it with him, along with a couple other people. Nice. Well, when you get that done, Nanette, you send me a link and all that stuff when you guys are, doing stuff, and I will support. I will show up and support. I think that's awesome. Heck yeah. Let's go. True crime podcast. Let's do it. So yeah, Melissa, again, hit me up on Instagram if you are interested in that. If you are interested in down the road doing a true crime podcast as well and stuff. And maybe we can work together on that if you so choose to. But okay, everybody, I am about to wrap it up here for today's inaugural episode of I Shot Him 6 Times Horror Podcast. I greatly appreciate everybody's patience. As you know, I was a little bit late, as I always am. It's like I'm going to be late to my own funeral when I pass. I know this. I know this for a fact. But it's okay. The reason why, because I have great supporters like you guys who believe in me, who know, hey, he may be maybe a few minutes late, but you know what? When he gets on here, we're going to have a great time and we're going to have a great conversation. So again, I greatly appreciate everybody who stopped in this morning. Thank you for showing up and showing your support to the stream and the channel. Stay tuned for my posts later on my times for the rest of the podcast this week. We're going to be in the second podcast. We're going to be discussing Saw. We're going to be discussing Saw 10, getting into the details, what we know about the film so far, going through some theories, predictions, as well as the third episode of the podcast of the week. As I said earlier, we're going to be touching on Crystal Lake and getting into some theories, predictions, and thoughts as well for that. So I'm just excited to be back doing live streams. And basically, this is going to be the template of the live streams, most of them anyway. Some are going to be different and stuff, but we're going to be touching on movies that maybe we're far away from, that I haven't done videos on yet, that I'll do videos once we start getting a little bit closer and more details come out in the film. But basically, these live streams are going to be like topic discussions, certain films, what we expect, so on and so forth, certain breaking news, all that stuff. That's what I have a vision for the podcast and stuff here on the channel. So again, stay tuned for the times for the rest of the week. And hopefully next week, I'll have everything set up, set times, set days, everything. So this can be like the norm and stuff, because I don't want to be all over the place and confuse anybody. But again, everybody who showed up this morning, I greatly appreciate you all. I got so much love for you guys. Do me a favor. If you guys want to anyway, leave a comment at the end of the stream, because that also helps, with the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff. And again, stay tuned later for my posts on the set times and all that stuff, as well as I do have a video that it probably won't be released until after midnight tonight when I get off of work and stuff. But keep an eye out for my latest stream video, where I am going to be talking about why I believe Tara Carpenter, and why I believe there was a third killer in Scream 5 that is actually showing its face in Scream 6 that is actually targeting Tara. Basically, what I'm saying is, the tweet that we saw the other day implies that whoever this Ghostface killer is in Scream 6 was the same one who attacked Tara in 5. And that's what I'm going to be touching on in my next Scream video. But again, everybody, thank you guys all for stopping in to the podcast, to the inaugural episode of the podcast this morning. I greatly appreciate you all. I will catch you later. Have a blessed day, everybody. And once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Thank you all for watching.
I shedding 6 times.